So, Bushi has announced the schedule for BSF, and naturally, people are outraged. And we're going to discuss why.
Before we begin, just a quick introduction to anyone who's about to watch this. So we have Jacob, our editor. Say hi, Jacob.
Hi.
Andre. We got Andre.
I can't win a dice roll.
And you got yourself, me. So there you go.
That's John, everyone. Not
Mr.
just
Bubble
me.
Boy.
Yeah, the
We call him the Bubble Boy.
Man. The Bubble Man.
And-
But yeah.
So Jacob, okay, tell us about the premium announcements.
We'll have a quick look, shall we? So let's have a look at Europe and United Kingdom and the schedules they've announced. So Italy, they got the Monasterial Cup. Let's see, premium there. Okay, that's alright. Oh, to Germany. Germany's got premium. Alright, that's cool. France has also got premium. Hungary, Lyrical Cup. Netherlands, Lyrical Cup. United Kingdom, premium. Spain, Lyrical Cup. I think I'm starting to see the issue here. There's obviously too many premium events, isn't there, guys?
Of course.
Of course, not enough Lyrical Cups apparently.
Now, there was talk about this before, wasn't there? Like, what's going to happen with the Lyrical Cup?
If I remember correctly, they already announced it before.
Presentation stream?
Yeah, presentation stream. Yeah, that's the one. They announced.
They were definitely talking about this Lyrical Cup for a long time, because going all the way back to BCS that we just went to up in Cardiff, it was talk about when's the Lyrical Cup gonna be? Where is it gonna be? Now we know. Lyrical Cup's gonna be everywhere except 3 places. Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. At the cost of premium, maybe one of the game's most beloved formats, if you were to ask the current X users that are going absolutely mental. Every single person that has replied to the Bushiroad events thread on Twitter is not happy about this.
It's not counting everyone who reposted and quoted the tweet. So.
Look at this one made me laugh. So why? Why do you think Bushi has done this?
I think the main reason they've done this Lyrical Cup is one of 2 things. The first thing, I think, it's them probably making space for the HoloLive TCG, because with the HoloLive TCG, Bushi's gonna be running it, and they want to be running it with their BCS schedule, just like they are with Shadowverse and Weiss. The issue is, if you have 5 different games and formats on a 2-day weekend, it's just not gonna work. You're gonna have too many games overlapping. That's number 1, I think, why. And number 2 is they like testing the waters with Summerfest or Springfest for new formats. So last Summerfest we had Tri-Reg, and this BSF we have the new Lyrical Cup. I think with the Lyrical Cup, a sad thing to say is I think it's showing the end of premium, because I think Bushi and JP specifically do not like premium. When they make premium support, it's not liked by the Japanese players. They like standard in the current TCG.
Oh, quick note on that, Andre. You just said
Yeah.
you think it's the end of premium. Just a quick scroll through X. So everybody feels the same as you. Singles for premium too. This really feels like they are testing the waters for ending premium tournaments completely from next year. I thought the numbers continue to prove premium's popularity in the West, but it's hard not to take this badly. And that is currently the biggest outrage from a lot of people. A lot of people think this marks the end of premium, or the beginning of the end of premium.
The beginning of the end of premium was a while ago, my friend.
Oh, sorry. I was about to
You
say.
go.
You guys know the funny thing about like whenever formats end, right? Like V Premium ended when Anj came to V Series.
Mhm.
Like Anj was like the final boss, and if I remember correctly, G same thing happened. It's always the fish. It's always
The fish will ruin a
it's
format.
always the fish. Like, it's just something funny that I found. Like we never got Anj in standard, but like this thing would most likely end premium, and I don't want to be a doomer. I don't want to sound like a doomer. However, I get the feeling that Bushiroad JP just doesn't actually understand that premium is alive and well in the West, considering the fact that we have very limited products in when's the last good. Well, we had the history collection as like the generic
History collection, which was basically on a Rata set. It wasn't even a real set.
We just an errata set and a reprint set for like some VRs that when they lifted the VR restriction. But other than that, but even then, right, considering that's like the last premium product, we have actually seen massive uptick in premium players. Like what, Indonesia, if I remember correctly, they had like over 400 players or something. Like I know America, like America's premium scene has actually boomed. The UK one has actually boomed as well because last year BCS we had about 130, 150 players for premium, and this year we actually had 230. That's still about 80 to 100 people that we're talking as unique players. Either they are returning or new players, or people just had more money to basically go into these locations from other region. So I do agree with the sentiment that it's a little bit hard to not take this badly. You know what I'm saying?
There's no positive outlight to this Lyrical Cup. Being real, okay, a good thing, the pricing is cool. A unique energy generator, the unique OT, having a new form of pricing, right? It's actually a very nice thing. It's not just copy pasting pricing like the premium pricing is. That's a good thing. The bad thing is, who wants to play Lyrical Cup? Who wants to play?
Yeah, I was actually
one clan?
Yeah, I was actually saying to the boys, there are only two types of people that would go into these lyrical events. The first type of people are people who genuinely likes lyrical and would not play anything else other than lyrical. The other type of player that would go are people who will try to farm these prizes because they know that they are good enough to pilot a lyrical deck, and they will pilot the best lyrical deck available in that specific format. And let's be realistic, this format is most likely going to be Kairi, Michu, Artisaria.
It's just those three. It's a triangle.
It's a triangle.
Michu's the best deck, but Artisaria beats it, and then Kairi beats Artisaria.
Exactly.
It's just a triangle format.
We were talking about this earlier as well, on the group chat, and premium's not been selling well.
Definitely not selling well in Japan.
Well,
Definitely not. It's not really selling well over here, is it? Because I said to you and said to Warwick, Bushy haven't been putting out valuable products for us, have they? Like, what was the last set that you actually bought with your own money instead of just buying the singles for it, for premium? Or if you own premium, you just wanted the Harmonix Messiah, didn't you? Because you needed the ticket, or you needed the crest, or you needed this, but you never actually bought a whole new premium deck from a set, did you? You know, Bushy haven't been releasing sets like that. They've just been releasing standard sets, and standard sets do sell.
The last premium product that I actually bought personally, that I bought like pretty much like half a case, is most likely going to be the premium collection. The one with the new strides, Galley, Forfax, you name it. You know the set.
Arth, it was 2019, right?
No, it's not 2019. It's the 2022, I think.
2022 premium collection.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the last one that I bought because that was during the time when I was getting into premium. That was, in my opinion, that was like a really good set because what you get like the new G guard, you get the new stride, you get like reprints of the crit and.
How long ago did that set come out?
3 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
3 years ago, they made a really good premium set.
Exactly, and if I remember correctly, that one pretty much sold out in the UK. If memory serves me correct, I don't know about in other regions, but I know at least in our locals, and when I went to my first Spring Fest, I know people are like hyping it up because you know, Narukami meta and all that, and during Leeds 2023, well 2022 rather.
If you look at the engagement for premium, people turning up isn't an issue, is it? You get your premium players in the hundreds easily, 230 people, whatever. But you don't get, you know, what you don't get for premium is people buying new decks just to play premium. Last BCS, when I played in standard, everyone I spoke to, almost everyone I spoke to, told me I only got into Vanguard through standard. Never played premium, never played V, just standard. And when I played premium, everyone I spoke to at the premium event has been into Vanguard as long as we have, or longer. You know, about 10 years, 20 years, who knows. It's just one of those things, isn't it? We're not getting new players for premium, we're getting new players for standard.
Premium is very stagnant. There's no bridge from standard to premium as easy, right? Like when back in V era and G era, if you played V, you just took your V deck, you added a couple of G cards, you put a couple strides in, guess what? Your favorite V deck can now be a premium deck. If you take standard decks, they don't work. The synergy isn't there for what it is. There's very few standard boxes out. Yeah, you're not Ghidorah,
You're
right?
not
You
gonna
can't just have
persona.
floodgates
You're
up.
not gonna persona ride into
You're not a
into
mid
Stride, are you?
So the idea that getting new the problem is you have a format of standard which is isolated to premium. You're not giving support to premium. You keep giving support to standard that doesn't work in premium. So it just feels like you're supporting two different player bases and segregating players instead of
Yeah.
standard support working for premium in like correlation.
So
It feels like we just need like a history collection for standard or like some way of making them errata to make markers or some shit.
I think that this is Bushiroad's. I know it's Doomer talk, isn't it? Because we think this is the end of premium, but this is in a way the sort of Bushiroad saying it's getting difficult to support. It's practically two different games at this point. You got premium and you got standard, yeah. And we're not going to talk about V because that's in his own
V's
fucking
dead.
category.
Yeah,
So it is
that's-
its own
that's-
fucking
it's not-
category.
That's its own
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
But premium and standard, they've been juggling the free formats V, G, and V pre and D series for 3 years, 4 years, maybe longer, and they've been juggling these three different things, and we're running on short prints here, we're running on short prints there, you know, prices of cards for premium are going up, prices for cards for standard are still easily like obtainable. New players are coming into standard. Nobody's touching premium if you're a new player. Maybe, you know, by doing this, they're trying to say something. Maybe. We don't know that. Now, that's why we're getting all these people, you know, that have been playing premium for God knows, especially this one. You know, the ban list just came out for premium, didn't it? You know, we were like, oh yes, ban list come out. We all saw that ban list the other day. We were like, yes, and what draw to one, blah blah blah. Nah, and then they're like, nah, you're still thinking about putting premium on the back burner, you know, because premium's a little bit. Yeah,
It's
not
just
making
it's an
any money.
argument for it's just JP versus the Western Bushiroad teams, because the JP team doesn't want to create a premium product to sell in Japan because it won't sell. Like the last premium product they made of the 3 deck sets were designed to get players into premium. These are decks out of the box that were like really strong with the Jewel Knights, the Musketeers, and the Revengers, right?
Yeah, and
JP
Warwick
has
said
2 tournaments a year of premium, like proper big ones. That's about it. And then they have like one maybe premium locals a week.
Warwick said that those deck sets didn't sell very well. Like,
They
I
didn't
haven't
sell well
seen the
here.
figures.
They didn't sell well overall because people didn't have a place to play premium in JP, and they sold terribly. And here in the West, we didn't care for them. The only reason people bought them here was for the Harmonix Messiah. Like nobody, like everyone has those cards. If you played those clans, you had those clans. But a
Yeah.
lot of people got into the game because of it.
I was really annoyed that I had to get a Harmonix for my deck. You know, I only play the one premium deck, and that is it. I play Nightmare Dolls. That is the only deck I've ever looked after premium wise. I sweat a little bit of Genesis on the side, but I needed that Harmonix, and I had to spunk out on a deck set to get that Harmonix. But
If you're a
I didn't
rarity
even want
whore,
the
you have
crest.
to spend stupid money on a stupid shiny card. Because
Yeah.
because someone's like max rarity deck, right? And guess what? It's not max rarity if you don't own this fucking ticket. And yours is this ticket worth 10p.
Hey, listen, it's
And
not,
they can
it's
get-
not max rarity unless you have the world's one.
Price cards
That's
don't
right.
count, bozo.
The engagement of premium is so low, isn't it? You know, but that doesn't excuse, really, does it? Because the fact that they're forcing on every other country, I kid you not, if I was to go to North and Latin America right now, I think
North America's
because
terrible.
I think I saw complaints over there. They get premium in USA, one
In
event
California.
there, and then it's Lyrical, and then it's Mexico
I think it's
get
like
premium.
5,
They're alright.
if I remember
The
problem is,
Lyrical,
the biggest locations for
premium.
premium are having lyrical cups.
Yeah.
Because the largest
Lyrical.
location we had for premium was Cardiff, right? That was the largest one in our BCS season. In America, I don't know if it was Duluth or it was Pasadena or somewhere.
Oh,
Their numbers,
Nick,
the highest
No, it
ones
was,
have lyrical
It
cups.
was Philly, I think. It was.
Was it Philly?
I think-
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it was Philly.
look at Nick. Nick doesn't even get a day 2. He just
That-
gets Lyrical Cup
That-
in Malaysia.
That's also another thing as well that I want to say about like SEA and AO general AO in general is Singapore used to be a very massive. They used to have a massive premium scene, if memory serves me correctly. And was Singapore? I believe There we go.
Singapore's Lyrical. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that.
Yeah, so again,
But look,
it's the same
all
thing.
of these, like somebody said on X, it's like they threw darts
Yeah,
at
they just
dartboard
threw darts,
to
yeah.
decide who gets the Lyrical Cup and who gets premium.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing
Yeah.
because that's so true. It does look that way, you know.
Because,
And
like, if you're trying to make sense of it, it's really hard to make sense of it. When you think about it, you would assume that they would most likely base on the data that they got from the BCS that had just recently happened. So I would understand if somewhere like, I don't know, Myanmar had like a Lyrical Cup, because like they would probably have less access to premium, or somewhere like Italy or Spain, like these countries that used to be standard only, premium is not really a big deal into them, like historically speaking.
But you know, I kid you not though, every single comment on that post is just hating the decision. There's not a single person happy about it, even if it's in your own country. Even if you get premium, they're still mad that other places don't get premium. Premium players are scared that their format is gonna go. I think.
I generally feel that like the best way for premium to be saved is to improve the casual scene, and for Bushiroad to do that, they basically need to make a new product, in my opinion, that will give people value for their money. The reason for that is, put it this way, History Collection, sure, you get like cool errata strides, you get all these cool cards like Pichan, Honley, whatever. Sure, they're like a massive quality of life upgrade, but at the same time, you're not really helping the players if said packs, if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but they had like free cards per pack, and there's like 10 packs.
Yeah, History Collection had 3 cards per pack, 10 packs per box, and it's had 200 and something cards.
Exactly, 200 and something cards, and not to mention a box would set you back like at least 60-70 quid.
They weren't that much. They were less. They were around 50. But it was still a lot for what you were getting.
The last I saw was like 60 quid.
Ace
I
Case
didn't
price
even
is around
buy
50.
into it.
No,
There's
but
no
like-
reason
no,
for me to
no.
buy any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I did buy the like I said, I did buy the set for the harmonics. I did buy the crest sets. I bought the Jewel Knights one.
Yeah, but
and I didn't even want Jewel Knights.
Yeah, but
I don't.
Jacob, if I remember correctly, one of your favorite decks is Tamayura.
Yeah, I do like standard.
Exactly. So there will always be a chance for you to like a new boss unit or a new way of playing your deck if they actually produced more cards. It doesn't have to be a stride. It could be like main deck support, or it could be something that would just help.
Like, okay, this feels very Duma, right? But being honest, the way they've been treating premium has just been negative, negative, negative. And the only light we've had was the premium ban list that we just had, which felt very EU focused, right? It was the Western team decided to do that ban list. It was very different from JP, right? It's kind of make or break at Worlds. We're getting the big presentation stream. If they do not announce a premium support that's basically a clan collection or a premium collection or both, because we need main deck supports, we need strides, and we need G cards. Clans, Royals can only intercept CB Soul Boss 1 so many times to guard. It's stupid, right? We need something new.
I will say they should also look at engagement on the streaming level and the competitive scene. Now, what I mean by that is they're dabbling, and I mean dabbling, in streaming games now that are at the top 8s or the top 16s. They're streaming some of those games. I think they need to start actually putting more money into that and trying to force engagement, or not force engagement, but expand engagement on the streaming stuff, because the competitive level of premium is much more interesting than the competitive level of standard.
I mean, standard is basically Go First Simulator, like.
Yeah, exactly. But watching premium games is always fun, and if you expand that and you get more of that in front of people, we can start making premium look good.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, big shout out, Echo, you are doing God's work.
No, okay, first of all, shout out Fuzzy, shout out Charlie, shout out biggest one Echo. Charlie and Fuzzy, I believe they were both sponsored by Bushy, but Echo was unsponsored by Bushy and went to every single EU BCS, streamed it if he had the Wi-Fi connection, recorded it, and is uploading all the VODs in his channel from every single round from Swiss to finals, okay? Yeah. He's done more streams this season than anyone has done for Bushy's entire history for BCS. And guess what Bushy's doing for Worlds? They're doing one stream between standard and premium, and they're alternating between rounds between which one's going to show, which means the finals and premium probably won't be streamed, and I get to watch
See,
Bavn era.
I want to see all of it, you see. I want to see all of it. I would subscribe to a channel dedicated to streaming all of the stuff that goes on in Worlds.
Exactly.
You know, if they made that a thing. Because it is so interesting watching that level of play.
Yeah, I do 100% agree, because if they can do it for JP, why can't they do it for the West? They can.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
There are ways to do it. It's not like they have to do it themselves. They can.
They did it last year,
They-
and
yeah,
they've done
they-
it every year before.
I
There's
know.
no reason not to.
I know, but like what I'm trying to say is like I wouldn't say there's no excuse, but like for a lack of a better word, there's no excuse for them to not be able to do that kind of promotion when they
No.
can outsource it to people who are also who really wants to be a part of. They want to promote the product essentially.
Like the world finals is the best players playing the best decks in that moment in time.
Yeah.
You have the freest gameplay to watch. You don't have to tell them what to do because they will know it better than you can. All you have to do is stick a camera on it and upload the video.
Exactly.
And you're actually choosing to take 50% away of that.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
game is complex. Everything that we get, like you see a deck perform at a high level. You say, I want to be that player. I want to
Exactly.
perform. I want to be on that stream. And guess what? You take that away from them. So what's the point in performing?
It's 2025, Bushiroad. Get on top of this shit.
Well, like we have said, basically, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like we basically just had the biggest ban list since Big Six. God bless.
No, this is the biggest bounce we've had. This had 17 hits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the biggest one since Big Six, if I remember.
No, it was bigger than this is bigger
Oh,
than Big Six. It had
I
more
mean, I
hits.
suppose, yeah, I suppose. So yeah,
I don't think this is the end for premium.
I do. I also
especially
hope that this is not the end.
I'm a doomer.
I
I
don't.
think
This
it is.
isn't. Look, if you just quickly look at this, you know, I think there's no way Bushy hasn't logged into their X account in a while. they can see the hate, you know, everywhere on X. You know, we just go like, really quick. Last thoughts. You know, everyone is upset. Everyone's upset that they're doing this. There's not a single person out there who's not unhappy about the Lyrical Cup. You know, Bushy are going to see it. They're going to say, well, maybe Premium has something for us to do. But until Bushy say anything, we're going to have to live thinking about, is Premium a dead format this time next year?
Here's hoping that it's not the case.
Look, I
Fingers
just want a new
crossed.
clan collection, man. Give me some support for my
Yeah,
decks.
gi-
Give
give-
some shit
give
decks
us-
some support.
Exactly. Give Kagero support. Give Kagero actual draw. not -5 to draw a card, please.
But give these bad decks some love.
Bushy would rather kill the game before they give you a draw card.
You get retire one, okay? That's it.
I
That's
get, I guess CB1 Soul Blast one, retire one.
There you go. And if you retired, don't draw. Alright, we've
Good
been
work.
Greg's gang. Take care, lads.